Fix my screen so it doesn't load up too long.
What was that?
Fix my screen so no. Let me fix my screen so it doesn't do the bit of wall.
Gotcha.
What's up? How are you?
Oh gosh.
I mean, with that being said, I don't mind. I don't know. Do you mind if I share with you kind of what's happening with me?
No, go for
To
it.
start off, at least.
Yeah.
So I've been texting this girl, that same girl I was talking about, on the phone for like a good solid 2 weeks. And then out of nowhere, it was like poop.
They poop?
Yeah, like poop.
Dang.
Like no response. Just one day.
Do you think it was a textual misunderstanding?
Yes. Much so. Because like her texting became more sparse, and I might have been I would say I'm probably pretty Venusian, almost Neptunian at times with love, Neptunian, but it definitely Pluto's out every now and then.
Yeah,
and
I've got the nodes. The nodes were just square my Pluto, and also Uranus is opposite my Pluto, and so I know what you mean.
oh, I know right now Jupiter is in Leo as well.
Yeah, it's making that crazy configuration. I'm not sure if you've seen it, but yes, this is what's going on right now.
Oh wow.
Jupiter opposite Pluto, and when they were conjunct was when the pandemic began. Like this is 2020, you can see here, so they were conjunct right around there with the Great Conjunction, and so this is connected in some way to that.
Yeah.
I really think that the phones are a guardian of the threshold for a type of telepathy. Now, if it's X-Men telepathy, I doubt it rarely works out that way. But
I mean, I think about, before I had any terminology of eurythmy and stuff, I would kind of talk more about mine, syncing up with people. It's a very much, I don't know, I think it's a relational phenomena of resonance with people and stuff, and being on the same wavelength with someone. You've got the waves in Aquarius.
yes, yeah.
And, I definitely think that there's, that's telepathy or whatever, and clairvoyance or whatever. It's seeing these deeper aspects of the cube. It's if physicalism and materialism is the black cube, then we are moving beyond that, where we perceive the more subtle aspects, where nothing is really hidden. And this goes with the nakedness of the star card and such. And it's to speak from the heart. You know what I mean? It's just this thing about how the digital really cuts out that whole aspect.
Yes. Well, and see, I think
I don't
on
know.
that topic, I know the
video call and the voice call, it's better. But in terms of, I think the way that it just maps out is that the cube with the eyes on it, it's this is the cube, but there's an eye of Cain, and then your eyes are over here, and it's there's no, you know what I mean? So even here, it's it's a subtle unreality or something, in where, so it doesn't cut it out completely, but you see what I mean? It's
Yes.
I think it's one of the cases where you might be able to use the word gay. It's kind of gay because it's if heaven and earth,
Yes.
if it's all masculine, it's like there's no embodiment. So it's just like our
Oh,
minds.
um, I would happen to chance that because it is gay, it is also fake. um, because it's not the whole picture, at least, I guess.
And it's particularly rough, like when I'm so opinionated about these aspects. Like I'm going on this big ramble about it, but the point is just that like so much gets cut out, and like it's not really real contact communicate. It's like just totally different. Like when like the written word versus the spoken word, or like the spirited word or something. And
Yes. Like me and you, way we can say like forget about it and just move on. But other people, what you say to them really matters. And they don't have a tolerance for the way that you say it. I don't know what's happening audio.
my bad. That was
Okay.
music.
No, you're good.
It makes me think of like the musical aspect of. Forgive me, I'm chewing a bit. How it's like music, and how you can like skip songs, or like kind of you can I don't know. I always think about it almost like musical surgery. Like you go in and you can do things. It's like I think it goes with tripping, where it's like if you've tripped, that like you can kind of just suddenly shift, or like you have to just like put something away and like move to your other focus. It's like
Yes.
like my basic disposition is kind of like if your mind gets stuck on something, you like just try and return to the present and like the immediate participation in
Yes.
life or something. But like, and sometimes you have runaway thoughts, and sometimes you let the thoughts continue, but then sometimes you have to go in and like modify
Oh,
aspects
yes.
of the music and stuff. And it's so interesting because it lives in our body. It's like there's like traumas and stuff. They're like these musical patterns which are kind of running,
Yes.
and they're like conditioning your rhythm. But then when we like go in and do healing work, or like when we have experiences that change these things, like it affects. It's so interesting.
and see,
And like
that's
it's muscular as well. It lives in like these tensions.
and it's interesting to me that like I've said, along my path, like I went like a kind of Nietzsche, Jung, Steiner area, and I think it was actually Steiner, Nietzsche, Jung, but um,
Are you aware of like the Steiner Nietzsche, like how they interacted a little bit?
I just recently found out about that, but not too much.
Yeah, I know
Not too
that
much.
the one. Just sorry to interrupt, but it's interesting. Like there was one point where it was after Nietzsche had kind of descended into his so-called divine madness, or whatever you want to call it, and Steiner went to him, and he was like, Nietzsche was in bed, and he said that Nietzsche was like this beautiful spirit like hovering above his body, and like, or some shit like that. Yeah. And
What's interesting about that is it's interesting to me personally, if nothing else. What's interesting to me about that is, so I was outside reading Aeon, and we have a new manager in. So he goes, "No shit, Jeff, I'm actually a philosophy major." And I'm like, "Really?" So, because he knew what it was by the way he reacted, I could tell based off his eurythmy, he knew what Aeon was. and so he talked about Nietzsche, and he's like, "He fucking is crazy off syphilis." And I'm like, I don't feel like it was that though, because there are a couple reasons why I don't feel like that. Is it possible? Of course, whatever, fuck it. We'll say it's possible because I wasn't there. But there's a couple things about Nietzsche that have a little bit more oomph to them as far as the head goes. So, because I've read kind of, or audiobooked what Jung had to say about Nietzsche, And I just recently found out that Steiner and Nietzsche had spoken to some degree, or interacted, I guess is a better way to put it. But that's interesting because I didn't know that fact.
So I'm reading Aeon, and one of the things that I had just got done, because I was reading before I clocked in, and then right as I clocked in, we started talking to each other. And it led to that. And I said, it's funny you say that way because, like, okay, he says, the total nature of the catastrophe is explained by the central position of the so-called tongue, the diabolical element whose destructiveness is an essential part of every psyche. Seen in this light, the Stella Maris stands, which is, it's the star Mary, and that's Northern Star, that sort of stands for a fiery center from which within us, no, in us from which creative or destructive influences come. As the tongue being that's sort of our North Star, what we like, what we
also,
say.
Yeah, also, Star card has, this is a Stella Maris, and
yes,
you know, in the Cosmogram, you've got the Grail there with Aquarius, and this is the Aquarius card as well, and it's Sophia, like, and
Young and Aeon goes into, like, there's 4 fires.
Fire has not 2 but 4 aspects: the intelligible, which is all light; the heavenly, partaking of heat and light; the elemental, pertaining to the lower world and compounded light, heat, and glow, or ardor; and finally the infernal, opposed to the intelligible, which is all light, and glowing and burning without any light.
But if you could see that, like, your heart is actually on fire all the time.
yes,
Which takes,
and I think
sort of,
yeah, I don't know. It's just there's a thing there that I know about how, like, Steiner talked about that it's the fire in our blood, which is like the kind of, I think he connected it with the etheric. Like, usually the etheric I would associate more so with water, but in this sense of, like, fire being like spirit, it's like that.
The breath should become divine, so that we are permeated by the very breath of the Spirit. But still more must be spiritualized in the human being. If his whole physical body is to be spiritualized, not only the breath, but also that which is constantly renewed through the breath, the blood, the expression of the I, capital, must be spiritualized. The blood must be laid hold of by a force that impels it toward the spiritual. To the mysteries of antiquity, Christianity has added the mysteries of the blood, of the fire that is enclosed within man. In the fire in our blood lives the same God who had announced himself in the heavenly fire, and who then, in the mystery of Palestine, incarnated in a human body in order that his power might permeate the blood in which the human fire dwells. Moses beheld him in the material fire, in the burning thorn bush, and in the lightning on Sinai. But he could only have an inner awareness that it was the Christ who spoke with him. To the enlightened eyes of Paul, however, Christ revealed himself in the spiritualized fire. Matter and spirit are related in world evolution, as the miraculous material fire of the thorn bush and of Sinai is related to the glory of the fire that shone from the clouds before Saul.
And I think that has to do with, like, how there's a rhythmic pulsing aspect, or like there's a musicality, which is like the etheric is the musicality, and then how, so that's in our blood, and then this is what he was talking about with the etherization of the blood, and like then how we become, he said eventually like the heart would become like a kind of conscious something about that.
We know that man's physical body contains organs that today no longer function. They are organs of the past, the remnants of which we still bear within us. We also have within us the foundations for organs of the future, organs that today are in process of transition or transformation. First and foremost of these organs is the human heart, which contains striated muscle. The heart is a veritable nightmare for materialistic anatomy because it is an involuntary organ that consists of smooth as well as striated muscle, which is to be found in all voluntary organs in man. In point of fact, unsuspected by science, it is an organ of the future and is on the way to becoming a voluntary organ in the human being. In the initiate today, it has already developed. The larynx, too, is an organ of the future, connected with the deep mystery of procreation. There is an indication of this at the present time in the break of the voice at puberty. In the far distant future, man will quote-unquote utter his offspring into existence, for the larynx will become a creative organ. The future of humanity lies in giving shape to the soul and spiritual and material forms. Man is on the way to spiritualization in order to work ever more consciously at the transformation of his bodies. It behooves us to engender strength for this future task by adopting a spiritual conception of the world. Moreover, the feeling of becoming collaborators in this glorious evolution should fill us with happiness and vigor.
I don't know, so that's just like an amorphous mess of thoughts.
Well,
just to say that, yeah, like the fire in our blood, there's something about that which I think is relevant to this whole topic of the heart and like becoming a kind of, because I think that's where we started here, is like something about speaking from the heart.
yes.
And
I've been doing more to speak from my heart, and it's good for me. And
it's crazy. Like the phenomenology, there's just something about,
I've noticed since I've been practicing it, it's those patterns are occurring. Like, and I don't know.
this is the thing, is like, I don't know, I became very like, that's kind of just what struck me, like when I took acid. I was like, whoa, there's this different way of communicating. And it's really like Steiner said that the Grail language, or like the heart language, is this gestural thing or something, and like that, I don't know, the heights of that. Basically, I just got like so attuned to that I think that's part of the reason I struggle with texting, because I'm just like, I'm doing the rhythmic. I don't know. I'm not to say I'm like perfect of speaking from the heart. It's also
Well,
weird. It's also weird that
it's a practice. It's a ritual thing. It's not. I mean,
it's so crazy. Like, this is kind of the thing, is like, I think it also goes with the terminology of the Tao, because, and like we were talking about with the I Ching, and like where the heart is like this union of opposites of heaven and earth, kind of. It's where like the spirit meets the body, and like where that the eurythmy happen, like for children, they're just perfectly eurythmic or whatever, and then like we can re-enter into that, but it's like going on that rope that you kind of described. It's like you kind of have to let go into like speaking from the heart, and like just kind of flow with it and let it take you where it leads. And it's like kind of risky and dangerous, like Peter said, it's like, because
yes.
the truth has consequences and stuff, and that's like what Jesus did. He's just like, I'm just gonna keep speaking from the heart, kind of, and like people were like, don't do that.
Well, it reminds me of the Sacred Heart, like the actual image of the Sacred Heart, and the Sacred Heart image reminds me of like the altar, the fire burning upon the altar. And so one of the things is like, he said that, he was like, it's like your heart's on fire. It's like when you break the fourth wall on television and you talk to the audience, it's that fourth wall, it's that tesseract portion of things. But I think there's also that eurythmic state is sort of this. It's a white tesseract instead of a black tesseract, because it's that breaking through this fourth piece and getting to the heart of it. And so one of the things that a tesseract via the tunnels is actually a tower. It's a way of traveling. The same way that a hallway is a horizontal tower, if that makes any sense. And in that, it made me think of, like, so you have Dante's levels of hell that everybody knows about, but Dante also talks about heaven. And so the Knowledge of Higher Worlds book circles back to my brain, because Steiner kind of goes through, like, what the astrological spirits are like. And Dante sort of has that same conception, like, there are these are the type of spirits that are the moon. These are the type of things that are going on here, and here, and here. And that in some way, okay, and the New Jerusalem is a cube. And so what if, so it makes me think of, like, you have this holy mountain concept that's prevalent throughout multiple world religions. Mount Hermon is the one that Moses was on. There's this mountain that Krishna sat on, or Shiva, and various other things. That also reminds me of, like, this Tower of Babel, or like like Dante's Inferno. It's, the Tower of Babel is simply a reflection of the Inferno.
That's interesting.
Symbolically, and so
yeah, and you know, the tower. I like how you're bringing in the tower. Like, it's definitely related insofar as, like, this whole black cube versus the New Jerusalem type of thing, where the tower is also connected with language. You know, where they had one language, and that's what allowed to, like, them to do the thing. But and then God scattered their languages. But now we're learning the Grail language again. We're learning the language that they used to build the tower, and we in fact have this technological tower which we've constructed, you know. But you know, I think there's something about, and then you've got, like, the day after, what do they call it, the Pentecost, with the tongues of fire, and, like, speaking,
yes, yeah,
in languages that people understand and stuff, and yeah,
okay.
It's all connected there. It really clicked with me with Peugeot talking about how, like, the inward dimension is the same as the vertical dimension. You know, like, where the center of the cube is also the top of the mountain, you know? And, like, this is our heart. And so, like, as we, you know, go into the heart deeper and deeper, where this is, like, going up the mountain, and like, there's a thing about idolatry where it's like, with Moses or something, it's like they have to remember Moses, and Moses has to remember God, and this is like, you have to stay connected with the heart, essentially. You know, like, if
Yes. I mean, if you're not being honest, you're protecting yourself from what? Because my brain, when I want to be that way, my brain always goes to Peterson saying, like, if you believe that, then you believe what Jonah believed. And what Jonah believed, where got him where he was supposed to get in the middle of all of that, was that you think death's worse than that's the worst thing that could possibly happen to you. When
no, yeah, it is.
Bearing the mark of Cain is the worst thing that could happen to you. And if you have felt that in your heart before, I guarantee you probably know what the mark of Cain is. Like, I don't know what it would be like to not be able to sleep with yourself at night, consistently, constantly.
Yeah, no, it's totally true. And it's like, oh God. I feel bad, for like, because in the way that we described about like the garments or like the kind of trauma, and we talked about the Enneagram a little bit, and like the kind of even the attachment styles and stuff, like we put on, and like it's the fall as well. When Adam and Eve feel shame, they like cover themselves, but you don't.
Yes.
But like, and then that connects with like nakedness and stuff, where it's like really we don't have to do this, but like we are kind of in this inheritance. It's like the music that has been playing since the fall is like this kind of, we have this habit of censoring or something, and like, and now with Christ we're like kind of shown the way of like unveiling and transfiguration, and it's like to speak from the heart.
Something I didn't know is that the Levites used to strictly dress themselves, like the priestly class of families used to strictly dress themselves in animal skins or garments of skins. And it's because of the garments of skins scripture. And my brain instantly was like Jonathan and the garments of light.
Yeah. I don't know. It's like to speak from the heart.
The heart, like, sometimes it sucks, to be honest. Bad. And other times it's very freeing, even when it doesn't suck.
I think it's also if we let it build up. It's because like kind of following the Tao and speaking from the heart and stuff, like, I don't know, man. I don't have words for it. It's just all beyond words.
So my resolution has been, I'm getting so lost in conversating with her this way that I need to get back into life more. First off, it'll put me in more reality and way less in my arrows being super Jupiterian, Luciferian offness. I was like, you know what? When I have time to text her back, I'll text her back. And if she texts me, that also gives me time to pop it down, see what she said, go on about doing whatever I'm doing in the moment, living life, being in the present. And then when I have my words correct, because I know I'm texting her. So,
when's the words are correct?
So I have the words structured in a way that I'm like, okay, this is the best way I could possibly state this, knowing that my heart's involved as well. Which has given me time to be like, that's not my place. I'm supposed to be your friend now, or etc. Multiple scenarios in there. You know what I mean? But that I'm able to take that time, knowing that she's going to get it in a moment. And if we're trying to be present, and quote, the moment is all there is, which, I mean, yeah. Knowing that she's going to get it in a moment, and that first thing is all she's going to be able to see of what I'm trying to convey. I'm having to both be careful with my heart and what my heart is wanting me to Lucifer out, while also dealing with this sort of harmonic challenge in the communication. And it's interesting to me that there is that I feel like it's helped me. A wall is another thing to have to break down, but it's that she's going to get it in this present moment. So I need to take the moments that I have presently and think about what is the best way I can say what I mean and how I mean it. Knowing that there's multiple shits. I almost feel like Mario, the big ass block dudes that are always grumpy. I feel like that. When there's those big old cranky brick dudes coming down, I often am just like, my brain is already done all of this very logos, this thing, but not knowing what's going on the other end of the black box. I have to be like, faith. Fuck it. Like the abyss is the waters over the deep per se, and I fucking have to. I can't be Peter. Like, just. I mean, try to walk.
Yeah. No, yeah. I'm gonna
And hope
send
I
you.
don't fall
Yeah,
in.
I'm gonna send you a little clip after this where I found Peugeot talking about this in a really beautiful way. It's like something about memory and like keeping the connection to the top of the mountain, or like remembering the IRL difference, or like, that we are in the same reality, we're just somewhere else right now. Like,
Yes.
and
Think of it this way, that God was going to give Adam and Eve the fruit of the knowledge of good and evil. But in order for them to get it, they had to recognize that it came from God. They had to recognize and stay in their connection to that which, out of which this fruit was coming. But as soon as they see the fruit as good in itself, as appeasing to the senses in themselves, they cease to remember the origin of it. Then when they eat it, when they grab onto that hair and start climbing, they fall into the thorns, just like the prince falls into the thorns, and they become blind. It's just the story of Adam and Eve, guys. And so it has to do with the garments of skin. All of this has to do with the garments of skin. So the garments of skin, they are layers of the glory of God, right? Just like the garments of skin on the temple. So the hairy garments and the different separators on the temple are actually steps in a ladder moving into the Holy of Holies. But they're also separators. They also make you further from
This heart on fire, but you can't. I mean, if you focus on the fire and you don't focus on the heart, the fire will eat your heart, and I don't want to be char-hearted.
yeah, no, that's the thing. Like,
Sometimes the words that I want to type are crushing, and not in a way that like they might be too heavy. How do I properly convey I'm worried about you without overstepping friendship when my heart is punching me in the face? But also, how do I not let my heart punch you in the face because it's feeling things?
to really surrender yourself to another in a way, or like just to like let yourself be moved by love. It's like, I don't know, that's the way to go, and that's like what produces the transfiguration or something in my words as well, like even when I'm typing. So it's like I have to like really try and like imagine the presence. Yeah, so the last thing I'll say is just that like it really strikes me that the secure attachment style, or something about like the vertical, and like there's something about like masculinity, of like the independence of like having a positive judgment of yourself, or like kind of to be firmly on your own path of individuation, like regardless of like kind of how people are responding. It's like, I don't know, there's something about being like unwaveringly kind of on your own shit, it doesn't, and I don't know, I wish you that, and like that kind of clarity of heart that comes with that, taking a step back and stuff. Like I think that is all on the right track, and so
Vice versa, sir.
yeah, pleasure talking with you
As well.
Yeah, I'll catch you on the flip side. Okay, see you, man. It doesn't always help to like be clairvoyant. Sometimes it's like a curse, Not to
That's
say
fair.
not to say that I would put that terminology necessarily, but just, you know what I mean.